talk oil. With me, Hardeep Singh, Puri, India's Minister of Petroleum, Natural Gas, Housing and Urban Affairs. Minister, good to have you with us. I want to take you to the Red Sea where tensions are escalating. I'm just wondering, for a country mostly dependent on the imports of oil, how concerned are you about where oil prices are?
Well, whether you are in India or anywhere else in the world, there's a lot of global commerce which goes through those sea lanes. So there is concern which is understandable, but equally I think there is an understanding of what is happening there. And without wishing to put, a characterization on it, as far as India is concerned, look, 85% of our crude which we use for our refineries is imported. And therefore, keeping the sea lanes open and tension-free, ensuring that they are not vulnerable to this thing is there. But at the same time, we pay for our oil on delivery at the ports, at our ports. So there is a little bit of a cushion there. But I'm confident that given the goodwill around the globe, I don't think anybody wants to see the tensions which are there to be exacerbated and all-out conflict goes through. It's important to keep the sea lanes open, and I'm sure efforts that are being made in that direction will hopefully succeed.
Well, some suggesting that perhaps higher oil is inevitable. Oil hovering at about $80 a barrel right now. Are you comfortable with oil at that level?
No, first of all, I'm a student of history, so this theory about inevitability is not something I easily subscribe to. I mean, things become inevitable because we have failed or somebody has not succeeded in avoiding that happening. Look, oil has been volatile. During the lockdown, it went down to $19, 56 cents a barrel.
Those days are over, though.
No, over, but it goes up and down. Now it's between 70 and 80. I think it was 78 or thereabouts, as far as I know, earlier today. Look, as a line minister, I would want oil to be much cheaper because we are great consumers. And we are today not only the third largest consumer in the world, but 25% of all the increase in demand is going to come from India over the next 20 years. But I think some fascinating things are happening in the market. Cutback in production doesn't necessarily result in prices going up. What happens in the global economy, especially the large consumers, is important. And I think for a country like India, thanks to the Modi policies, we've diversified our sources of supply from 27 a few years ago to 39 now. We have opened up to every possible supplier. And I think the Modi policies have ensured availability, affordability, and sustainability.
In terms of suppliers, that includes Russian oil as well, which you have been imported at a cheaper price. We know currently about a dozen Russian crude cargoes are stuck at your ports, unable to deliver. What is the story there?
Let me first of all tell you about Russian oil. I think the world expressed appreciation somewhat belatedly that we were buying Russian oil. Because if India didn't buy Russian oil, the price of oil would have gone up to 250. So at least privately, they used to tell me thank you for buying Russian oil, but they used to say, but buy it cheap. Look, India imports from a large number of sources. And the oil companies, both in the private sector and what we call the public sector, they buy through open tenders from whoever will supply to them at the cheapest. We are buying from Venezuela, we are buying from...
But Minister, what is happening at your Indian ports? Why are Russian crude cargoes stuck there?
No, I'm not aware of any crude cargo stuck. As I said, we buy the oil at the point of delivery. If somebody is not able to deliver them because of restrictions imposed by others, we don't deal with it for a country. If a country is totally under sanction, we would not deal with it. In the Russian case, it's a question of price cap. All right. And it's also a question of some of their shipping entities coming under adverse notice of others. As far as we are concerned, we will buy the oil at the point of delivery. That's one. Secondly, when Russian prices don't conform, we buy from Iraq, we buy from UAE, we buy from Saudi. The Saudi prices also come down. They reduced what is called the Asian premium, I think twice around here.
Indian demand for oil is expected to surge. It is expected to be the third largest economy by 2030. In terms of investments that are needed in LNG, in refineries, I mean, can you give us a sense of how much is needed and, where investments will come from?
Well, first of all, let me tell you, the Indian story is out in the open. We are the world's most populous country now. We have a rate of growth of about 7.2+% in the last 3 quarters. I think then the fourth quarter of the year will also go that way. The predictions for growth in 24, 25 equally are in that range or not higher. These are not predictions I'm making. This is what the international agencies are saying. There will be a demand, and our rate of demand growth is 3 times the global average. So just now we consume 5 million metric tons, 5 million barrels in a day. Linda, you will perhaps be surprised, 60 million people go to the petrol bunk, the retail station every day to fill up, okay? Today, that 5 million barrels will go up to 6, it'll go up to later. But more important, I think we are making a massive transition. We are now 12% biofuel blending we're doing. We had a target of 20% by 2030. We brought that target to 2025. Indian demand for energy, which is also an indicator of the state of the economy, thanks to the Modi ecosystem, which the Prime Minister has put into place, and where the economy is needing more and more energy, that demand is not going to peter off for a while.
But in terms of investment into
the investment is coming in.
Which majors are interested in putting money in
I
India?
just want to tell you, I was coming to that. All the major players, such as Exxon, Chevron, BP, I mean, you name them. There are 5 or 6 only in the world. They're all there in collaboration, etc. Refining capacity. I think that was a specific part of a question which included many subparts. We have 252 million metric tons per annum now. You are taking it up to 400 million metric tons per annum. In the next few years, we will be reaching at 300. We've already got plans. But the rate at which the economy is growing, green hydrogen. Again, India is one of the stories where green hydrogen today, I mean, the companies there, they're already exporting green ammonia to Unipar in Germany, to Singapore for your new GE electricity plant. The green ammonia will come from India. I don't know entirely or in part. So today we have to ensure, and this is what the Modi pragmatism is, to navigate that route by ensuring availability, affordability, and sustainability.
Minister, always good to have you with us. Great insights there. There you have it, Hardeep Singh Puri, Indian Minister of Petroleum, Natural Gas, Housing, and Urban Affairs. And he talks about the transition that India is making. I think we're hearing a lot of that in Davos.